You want to do the welcome or me?
It's all you, man.
I was gonna knock that over when I went.
Introduce yourself, please.
Salud. I'm Mikhail Manfredo from PlayRatedGames. Yeah, this is Phil. We're doing our first video podcast, and Phil actually has a really amazing apartment full of knickknacks and all this statues and souvenirs and whatnot. And we chose this spot because it's got the best lighting. There's literally I'll literally just there's so much stuff over there, and yet this is the only spot that's not too dimly lit. Anyway, this is episode 4, I think.
Isn't it 5?
No, it's episode 4.
Okay.
Of the Play Rated podcast, Play Rated Games. Yeah, follow us. This is our website, PlayRatedGames.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and yeah, today we came up with a really cool topic. And what was that topic, Phil?
The topic was, my good sir, the Mount Rushmore of video game icons.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
So, yes, episode 4, Play Rated podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. Yeah, Mount Rushmore of gaming. So basically, 4 signature or like 4 like quintessential games from separate genres. It can only be one from each genre.
Are we doing games or are we doing characters?
Oh, I thought it meant games. We could do characters though.
Why not both? We'll do 2 separate categories.
But like, okay, separate meaning like separate Mount Rushmores.
Yes, there's the Mount Rushmore of games and then Mount Rushmore of game characters.
I like it. I
And
like it.
They don't have to overlap.
Yeah. All right. So we got 4 presidents.
Mhm.
We got Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Jefferson. Yeah. Right.
I feel like I should know this. but I
I've been
don't.
there and I don't even fucking remember. Yeah.
Forgive me, my knowledge of that is a little rusty.
I literally went there. I should know this. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter because we're talking about games today.
Just alright, let's see what we got here. Yes, it is Jefferson.
Alright. How about we alternate? Like, I'll say what my George Washington, or it doesn't matter which is which, but like, I'll say what my first one is. You say your first, and we'll alternate. We'll go back and forth.
Sure.
All right. So you want to do games or characters first? I'm willing to just do games.
I'm doing those games first.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Phil, your Mount Rushmore, because I don't know yet. I gotta think about this. Your Mount Rushmore. I guess you gotta think of genre each for. If maybe you're like an amateur or like a sort of a casual gamer, and maybe you're semi-new to gaming, you're not super deep into it, you're just more of a Call of Duty, Fortnite kind of,
A casual player, yeah.
casual player, what would you say if someone asked you, what is the Mount Rushmore of gaming, like games? So, like, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Are we talking like personally or like just overall?
No, it's your personal.
Okay. All right. So just one at a time.
Subjectively, yeah. You do one, I'll do one.
Okay. So right off the bat, Abe's Odyssey.
Hell yeah.
I love that game. It's my favorite game of all time.
He got me into Oddworld. I actually didn't really know about that series too much.
It's so overlooked.
Yeah, it is.
So like
You reviewed like all of them at this point, right?
except for Soulstorm, I have no intention to. That game is
You even finished that.
no, that game it broke my heart into too many pieces.
That's kind of fair though, because like I haven't technically finished Banjo Nuts and Bolts because it's a piece of shit.
I dare say that is my nuts and bolts if there ever was a game that. Well, did Nuts and Bolts even promise anything, or were you kind of skeptical from the
It
get-go?
promised to be Banjo 3. They literally came out with an announcement trailer that's like was heavily hinting and suggesting that it was going to be Banjo 3, and then they just are like, "Fuck you!" like,
Okay. So Abe's not Abe's Exodus. So basically, Soulstorm is a reimagination of Abe's Exodus. So basically, Abe's Exodus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Abe's Exodus was done in a bit of a crunch time, and basically, it was supposed to be like, the most ambitious game they could do. But again, given their time constraints, they weren't able to. So this is basically like their director's cut of that.
Yeah.
And it fell flat. It promised too much, delivered too little, and just all around it was woefully disappointing. I didn't even bother finishing it.
Damn.
Yeah. But anyway, though,
I like Stranger's Wrath.
I do too.
That's a good one.
But Abe's Odyssey, though, like just that. The reason why that's on my Mount Rushmore is like I was I was pretty young when I played it, but that was like I had played a decent amount of games at that point, but that was the first game that actually really had like complex themes and storylines.
Yeah.
And, lore. That's a game that actually really. That's the first game where the narrative actually really hooked me. I mean, I love Crash and Spyro. I mean, I loved I loved all those other games I played, but that was really the first game where the narrative actually really wowed me. So that's an easy one.
It got you thinking about deeper components of life after the credits rolled.
Yeah, it really immersed me in its world, and it really I guess stimulated my imagination.
Yeah. No, I love all types of games. I've been playing them for most of my life, as far as I can remember, and pretty much there's only so many that have really stimulated actual profound thought, given me an astute thought or something to really ponder, about life. There's only a handful. There's some bigger ones that, the easy ones to think of are Red Dead 2 or Last of Us or something like that. But
yeah. But with that being said, who's on your mount?
So Abe's Odyssey would be your 2D platformer, I guess?
Yes, that would be my 2D platformer, most certainly. A side scroller, that'd be my side scroller.
But objectively, what would be a 2D platformer that you would put on there for
That. It's Abe's Odyssey. It's my favorite side scroller and my favorite game.
Hell yeah.
So do tell. You give it a go.
So, all right. I'm not.
Well, it doesn't have to be the same genres. It can just
No,
be
I
any
know.
genre.
Yeah, I was thinking, should I do a 2D platformer? All right.
Just any genre you can think of and what's on it.
Mount Rushmore. All right, we're gonna start with the first one. For me, where the hell do I start? Fuck it. I'm gonna say just Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah.
So that's your...
It's my favorite game of all time. I'll try not to be just, broken record with this, but it's not a perfect game, and there is no perfect game, right? There's no perfect game.
No.
But everything about it, man, it's so charming, every level. I like even the ones that people don't like Rusty Bucket Bay, and they don't really care much for that. I still love it. I still love every aspect and facet of that game. It's charming. It's funny. It's got a really appealing art style. The composer, Grant Kirkhope, is a legend.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's great. It's just that signature. It is Rareware's. What do you say? Call magnum opus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their masterpiece. Yeah, it's.
No, I would say.
And it is just my favorite. I love 3D platforming, especially mascot platformers.
Mm-hmm.
And Banjo-Kazooie is just. It's the first one I think of when I'm just that is It's not a one and done because Banjo-Tooie is also a really good game, but the original one, it's just
like that Chief said, man, you gotta pick one.
Even it would be on there. Banjo-Kazooie would be on my Mount Rushmore, even though there would be two faces. It'd be
just pick one. So let's go with Banjo.
Yeah, Banjo's the face.
It's a very vibrant. It's a very.
Because always a bitch anyway.
Oh yeah, he is, but she is. No, but
Exactly.
No, but what you call it? No, Banjo-Kazooie. It's a very vibrant game. It's very lush. It's very colorful. It's very playful, and it's very it's very welcoming.
It's just endlessly nostalgic too. But I think it was made that way to be nostalgic. It was designed in a certain way that's just like timeless, but also brings you back. It's the Gruntilda's Lair is my favorite hub world of any game. Yeah, dude, I fucking adore that game. I mean, it's just everything about it. Even the things I didn't like as a kid, like the Gruntilda's little pop quiz thing, which I know by heart by now, but like when I was a kid, that thing used to piss me off so much. And I also used to get kind of annoyed at the fact that you basically almost have to 100% the game in order to actually finish it, to do the Gruntilda final boss. You only need like to get, I mean, you got to get like 85-90% of the puzzle pieces and everything, but still, the jiggies, but like still, like that's a lot. Like even Spyro, you only need what, like 60-70%. Mario 64, you only need like...
For Spyro, basically, at any point, you only need around maybe like 50 or 60.
Yeah, in Mario, you only need 75 stars, I think, to actually... I mean, as long as you're not one of these crazy speedrunners. Like,
I mean, are we talking like just to do the bare minimum?
To do the bare minimum,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, Spyro 2, all you need is about 40 orbs.
Yeah, so it's got issues, and I'm not gonna lie. There's levels like Rusty Bucket Bay. It's not the best. It probably is my least favorite level as well, but I still fucking love it. You know, everything about it. But
I feel like there's a few aspects of the game that might be a little outdated.
Yeah, the camera's a little obnoxious.
The camera.
So yeah, the camera.
The notes, how freaking, you know, when you collect something but you don't 100% it doesn't save. Like everything.
Well, yeah, like the original N64, and also the Switch version, it doesn't matter because you can revert save as much as you want.
Yeah.
But when you're playing the original N64 version, it just fucking, you know, you collect things, you collect Jinjos, but you don't get all 5, and it's like you leave the level or you lose all your lives, and it just, you know, you got to recollect everything, and that's fucking stupid. Luckily, they fixed that with the updated Microsoft version, so honestly, that is the definitive way to play that game.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. Actually, let me just backtrack a bit. So, back to what I was... my first one, Abe's Odyssey. So, Abe's Odyssey, again, it's my favorite game of all time, but I guess what I should mention is that there are some aspects that are pretty outdated and make the game pretty... I guess unapproachable for casual players.
Like things that waste your time, like
basically to save all the new documents, you can only lead one at a time to
yeah.
a portal, and that leads to a lot of unnecessary backtracking.
And then Exodus fixed that, right?
Yes, Exodus fixed that, and the New and Tasty remake fixed that too. Like
I like the New and Tasty remake. I'm not finished, but
New and Tasty, it's a really good remake, but in terms of like pure aesthetics, the original one trumps. Like in terms of presentation, the original comes out completely.
Yeah.
In terms of in terms of approachability, the remake is much more like, you know, the remake's a lot more like casual players could, you know, play that one more easy.
Hell yeah! So we got our 1-in-1 character 2.
Game 2.
Game number 2. You're up.
I'm up.
Yeah, your turn, Doug. Spyro.
That's actually a really tough call. Like in terms of 3D platformer, I really don't know which one I like more, Crash 3 or Spyro 2.
I know, because they're both pretty.
They're both phenomenal.
Lovable.
They're both phenomenal 10 out of 10s in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we can only pick one.
And they have just as many good games. Well, Crash actually has more now.
Yeah, there's 4.
There's no Spyro racing game.
No. Actually, no, yeah, there's 5 really good ones. There's Crash 1 through 4 and
Crash Team Racing, yeah.
Yeah.
We can only hope we get that Crash and Spyro.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to pull the plug on that. I guess they just don't like making money.
It's just like it would be like an instant success.
Dude, that game would sell like
Are
hotcakes.
you kidding me? Yeah, I would fucking get it.
So
We got a Crash Rumble shit that I didn't play, but
it should have been. If it was free, I dare say it's fine. But they charge money for it, so it's right on them. But so we can only pick one genre.
well, you can only pick one game for each genre, so you can't do another 2D platformer. So your next one, I guess.
So 3D platformer.
Yeah, screw it.
That's a really
Like,
tough
I already
call.
picked one. I can't pick Jack and Daxter, Crash or Spyro or Sly or anything.
That's a really tough call.
No, you're limiting it.
I really don't know if I like Crash 2 or Spyro 3 more.
Well, that's why I picked Banjo-Kazooie, because it's like, I do like Banjo-Tooie, but Banjo-Kazooie is just like the king of all. I mean, I know you got Mario, which is just technically the king, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's just
I dare say by maybe a slim Firefly wing,
yeah.
or rather a Witch Doctor Mass Feather.
T.
I might have to go with Crash 3.
Crash 3
Like,
warped.
yeah, no, I dare say Spyro is more casual,
Yeah.
but like if you're really looking for like a challenge to 100% it, like Crash 3 is just it's phenomenal.
Did you give that a 10 on your review?
Either a 10 or a 9.
Yeah, because you rated all of them, I think, pretty high. I think Crash 1 you gave like a 7 or something.
Crash 1 is definitely a 7.
That's fair. I mean, it just goes to show Naughty Dog has had so many hits because it's like that's their weakest game.
No, like ever since they made Crash 1, every single one of their games has been a banger.
Has surpassed. Yeah, no, it really has. If it wasn't for that fucking Sky Bridge.
I gave it 10 out of 10.
Nice. Oh, Crash 3, you gave it 10 out of 10?
Yes.
Yeah, man, Crash 3 is... So you got Abe's Odyssey and Crash 3.
Yes,
warped.
if I could put 2 3D platforms on there, I would put Spyro.
Yeah,
too.
fair enough. Honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention Spyro 2. That's
Yeah.
another one of my favorite games of all time. It's like it's the perfect platformer for casual gamers.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah, it
certainly.
really is. It's a more... I mean, it's still kind of challenging, but it's still, like, it's obviously approachable for kids.
No, it's just
That's what
like
it's
in terms of
targeted at.
100%ing, like, you know, Spyro is very moderately
Mhm.
difficult. Crash 3 can actually be pretty painstaking if you're trying to get everything.
Yeah.
Like, especially the Rings of Power level. Holy mother, I was never...
I tried to do... But I don't think I ever tried to go for Platinum on Crash 2 or 3, but I got the closest with those. Crash 4 I only played through one time, and it's way longer than the other ones. But
It's
Crash
harder,
1,
too.
I remember... Yeah, Crash 4's got some really challenging levels.
Yeah.
But Crash 1, I remember it's just like, dude, I don't think I can perfect any of these fucking levels.
My biggest...
You probably could.
My biggest gripe with I think the Insane Trilogy is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
a great way to reintroduce this character to new gamers. But what really got me is they put relic challenges in levels that weren't originally meant to have them,
Mhm.
and you can see where the frustration would lie.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine trying to do a relic challenge for that bridge level?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Fuck that, dude. You got to do it in what, like 3 lives?
No, I think
I can't do it in 60.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could try the rope trick, but
Oh yeah. That never worked for me.
I can get it to work, but it makes it really slows you down. Like, you have to be...
Does it work on the remaster though?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't patch it. So you got Crash 3, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Crash 3 would definitely be my 3D platformer. Just, like, again, honorable mention Spyro 2. If I could put both of them on there, I would.
So, my number 2, my Thomas Jefferson. It's really tough. I would say the original, but because I guess of its approachability, I like the art style more. The boss fights are cooler. I'm really torn between Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne.
I've never played either, so I can't comment.
I know. It's going to be tough for you. But, yeah, like, I'm telling you, bro, you stop playing for a few months, and I mean, that game always humbles you. But the fact of the matter is, there are, like, 8-hour-long video essays on YouTube about these games,
Yeah.
and there is nothing I can say right now that hasn't been worded more articulately.
Yeah.
basically, yeah, Dark Souls 3, it's like, it, first of all, Dark Souls 1 it gave birth to a new genre. Demon Souls walked so Dark Souls can run.
So it could sprint.
Yeah, and then Dark Souls 3, I think, almost perfected the craft. I actually like Dark Souls 2. Not a lot of people are fans of it. It's very overly long. It's got way too many bosses that some of them are kind of dog shit. It's the thing about Dark Souls 1 is like, just because you if you play them in order like I did, you get through Dark Souls 1, you play it even again because you're like, oh, I got good. I'm good at this now. Then you go into Dark Souls 2, you're like, I can do this now. You get cocky for the first minute, and then that very first boss, nope, you suck again. You're like, it plays differently. It's the speed is different. Dark Souls 2, I forget what it's called, but it's got this useless fucking stat. It's like one of the main complaints of this game. It's got this useless, superfluous stat that doesn't really count for shit
Big word.
until you get it to like level 25 or something. So you're just wasting time. That game wastes a lot of your time. I still like it, but Dark Souls 2 is definitely the least replayable, which is not a hot take. That's usually everyone's least favorite From Software game.
Fair enough.
Out of the Soulsborne, they've got Armored Core and shit, but Bloodborne, you would like Bloodborne, first of all. You love Lovecraftian horror, gothic shit. You would like at least the art style of it.
I mean, I appreciate the art style for all of them. It's just the play style. Like again, just the abundance of menus. I like a game that doesn't take forever to go anywhere. It's just those just aren't my thing.
Mark my words. One day, we're gonna get Phil into the Souls series. You guys are gonna clip this. He's gonna be like, wow. He's gonna be hooked. No. You'll see. I didn't think I would be either. It wasn't my thing because I'm not usually into like that high fantasy shit. But Dark Souls is what's called dark fantasy.
A man who's a fan of everything is a fan of nothing at all.
I mean, I'm not a fan of everything.
So you go. I don't have to like everything, including that.
I don't like Kingdom Hearts though. No, you do have to like this. It's your own choice.
Fair enough. Okay, so you have 2 right now. Wait, 3? No.
But basically, yeah. Long story. Dark Souls 3. I would say if I had to pick one of the trilogy, I love Bloodborne obviously, but I got to replay it because I only played it once. Mm-hmm. But no, that's my number 2.
Is there a way that you can like stop having this like go black?
No. I mean, I probably could. I don't want to figure it out right now.
Wait, no, isn't this your 3rd one?
No, this is my 2nd. So I did Banjo-Kazooie and now Dark Souls 2. Or Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, edit that out.
So yeah, so far we got, for my Mount Rushmore, I got Banjo-Kazooie, Dark Souls 3, you got Oddworld and
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash 3.
Mm-hmm.
Phil. Mm-hmm. Number 3. Tres. You're up.
I guess for horror games, this is a really, really tough call.
I know what you're going to say.
Between Resident Evil 4 and you guys are all going to want to throw stones at me, but Silent Hill 4.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that is sort of an original take, right?
So here's the thing. Objectively, Silent Hill 2 is the better game.
Yeah, everybody. That's like the best survival horror game.
Yes.
Everybody says.
Silent Hill 2 is objectively a better game, but Silent Hill 4 is still my favorite. I like it. I love it for all it's worth, even with its very noticeable shortcomings.
I still got to play that remake, Silent Hill 2. I haven't played Silent Hill 2. I actually never finished it. I know the story, I just haven't. Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, I know that's like such a, iconic game.
Like, I mean, again, if I could split them, I would put them both on there, but I would say in terms of sheer perfection, it's got to be the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
That is probably the greatest horror game and remake ever made.
I was thinking that, yeah. So it's so like approachable, replayable, and I love the original one, but like
it's shown its age, but even still, it's still phenomenal.
I played it right before I played the remake.
No, yeah, like the Resident Evil 4, it just like it takes such a beloved title but it doesn't rehash it. It reimagines it, so it's still like if you were to play them back to back, it's still a pretty fresh experience.
Yeah, like
And I really appreciate that. Like they didn't just do a carbon copy.
like it did. I don't want to say it got dull, but maybe it started to collect some dust, and we in Resident Evil 4 remake kind of shined it off and gave it a new coat of paint.
Well, it's just like again, like if it's just a shot for shot remake, I mean, what's the enjoyment in that?
Yeah, I mean, there's like really trivial things that they changed
Yeah.
that kind of bug me, but it's not that huge a deal. It's still a 10 out of 10 game.
Oh no, yeah. In terms of like just sheer quality, that it I dare say it's damn near perfect.
I would say so too. Yeah, it's fun as fuck. I actually want to play that. Try that on was that professional?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, it's hard as shit, right?
It is hard. No, like just its presentation, its atmosphere, just all of it just works so unbelievably well.
There's no like even I actually enjoyed the island level more in the remake.
Yeah, no, a lot of
It
people.
wasn't as like
A lot of people say the island level is kind of the weak point in the fourth game. At least I think it is.
I think it is in like every Resident Evil game, isn't it?
The island level?
No, not the island, but like the last like the third act or whatever you get to. Usually, it's like it starts to kind of fall flat a little bit. I've noticed that as like a trend with those games.
I'm trying to think. Like I'd say Resident Evil 2 is fine with its third act.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But like back to saying, like Resident Evil 4 remake, it's just phenomenal. Like objectively, it's the perfect horror game.
Can't argue with that.
So that would be on my Mount Rushmore. Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, I love the original, but objectively speaking, it blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great game.
It is.
It's a 10 out of 10 game.
Absolutely.
So the only one you haven't played on both our lists is the Dark Souls.
I've never played any Souls game ever.
Nor do you currently have the desire to,
or ever.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Just leave me alone.
We'll see one day. But yeah, no, that's a good pick. I was actually thinking that too, but
if it could share like headspace, Silent Hill 4 and Silent Hill 2.
Very high honorable mention.
Yes, I guess quick shout out honorable mention. The Silent Hill 2 remake is also really good.
Yeah, you said that.
Like I dare say I dare say it's basically in the same league almost.
But like I heard it didn't because the PS2 it kind of lent to its atmosphere, the limited hardware.
The hardware, its presentation, its gameplay, but the fact is that if they were to try to make something like that now, it would not resonate. They had to make changes. They had to modernize it. And I'm glad they did. Like they took something, they took it, they rebuilt it, and they delivered a really good product.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, like these were changes definitely made for the best, and I stand by that. Like there's Puritans, you're like no, don't change it. I'm like no, man, you gotta evolve. You gotta keep things interesting. So that's what I say to that. And I dare say Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2 is still, it's a much more faithful remake than Resident Evil 4 is to its source material, but it still manages to keep things fresh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially with its boss fights. Its boss fights are vastly more improved. The boss fights in Silent Hill 2, objectively, are pretty bad.
I feel you.
Yeah, I love the game to death, but it is far from perfect, the original game.
So
even Yahtzee would tell you that. Shout out to Yahtzee Croshaw.
Yeah.
Love that guy. So there you go. That's my third.
My number 3 is also the third game in a series. Halo 3.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
So
I really because I was thinking FPSs and I was like I really want to say BioShock. That'll be a high BioShock is a high honorable mention for every reason you can find on YouTube. Yeah, like BioShock is a 10 out of 10 perfect game. But Halo 3, a lot of it had to do with the time and the culture surrounding it, like the more infancy era of YouTube with Machinima and everything. But Halo 3 was just man, that game was huge when it came out. It was the biggest thing ever.
No, dude, I remember like all the tie-in merch they had for it.
The
like
marketing, Slurpee cups.
Slurpee cups. I think, what was it, like
Mountain Dew.
KFC had a... It's KFC or
I'm
Taco.
sure they did.
It was either KFC or Taco Bell, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a tie-in with it too, I think. Unless I'm thinking of Guitar Hero. But either way.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like the hype. Like, here's the thing, I'm not even really a Halo fan, but the hype around that game was enormous.
Yeah, the market. I just remember like being in Times Square and just seeing fucking Master Chief everywhere. I'm like, this is awesome. I was like,
so like
12 years old.
I've never owned any of the Halo games. I always just play them at friends' houses. But I do remember the Halos, like Halo 3. It was like, it basically, I dare say each Halo game got better and better. A lot of people, there's some people who think Halo 2 is the best. I'd say Halo 3 is probably the best in the original trilogy.
Campaign-wise, Halo 1 and 2 are phenomenal. Like, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo 1, like I said, I think I said this in the last episode, like, there's that one level, the library level, that sucks. And there's a few levels in Halo 2 where it's like, eh. But the whole, whatchamacallit, the story between Chief and Arbiter in 2, it's great, the back and forth between them, and then they come together in the third one. And the third one, the only gripe I got with it is that the campaign's a little too short.
What was that?
But campaign, it introduced Forge mode, which introduced Theater mode, which introduced Machinima, which introduced...
Forge was my favorite.
Forge is awesome. It's like you had that map Foundry, I think, and Sandbox, like all the custom games. Dude, I probably put like 5,000 hours into that fucking game back in the day. It's the amount, like I lived that game.
Yeah.
And it was like the custom, like... The coolest thing I remember is when I got all the achievements and I got the fucking katana sword, and everybody was trying to get recon armor, which was unavailable unless Bungie gave it to you. And I remember I went to PAX Seattle, it was my first convention ever, and they said if you beat Bungie 2-on-2, you'll get recon armor. But I tried to sign up, but the line, they're like, all right, pack it in. Like, we're sorry guys, we gotta cut it short. I'm like, oh fuck, I wanted to try.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Maybe because I was a kid, they would have gone easy on me. I don't know.
Or maybe not. Maybe they just would have completely shattered your worldview. Like,
I mean, they made the game. They'd probably very easily fucking kick my ass. But Halo, yeah, man. I was obsessed. I was into the books. I was super into the lore. Halo, Marty O'Donnell, one of the greatest gaming composers as well. He's up there with Grant Kirkhope, Master Chief. Gaming icon, FPS, Halo 3 is king. And I say that loving Halo 2 online and loving Halo Reach online, Halo 3, that was such a time to be alive in online gaming. That was like kind of what really got me into multiplayer game, like online gaming, for sure.
No, like, I mean, here's exactly. So when I would play the Halo games at my friends' houses for a while, usually like mostly Halo 2. I think like once Halo 3 came along.
We were a little older than me, so it was like I think I had Halo 2 when I was younger, but like I didn't have Xbox Live. Like I played it at my uncle's house a few times, but like I didn't really have Xbox Live until like a little before Halo 3 came out. By the way, I remember real quick, it was really special Halo 3 for me as well because it came out on my birthday.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any game to my knowledge that came out on my birthday. But real quick though, so
best birthday ever.
So when I would play Halo at my friends' houses, at least for Halo 2, I didn't even know it had a campaign because we never played it. We always just played multiplayer.
Campaigns are legendary.
But
bro.
I remember when I went to my friend Stevie's house, we actually did play the campaign, and I actually got familiar with it. I thought that, I mean, like, again, I really only ever played through any of them once, so I can't really comment on them too meaningfully. But I remember Halo 3, like, feeling like a pretty good send-off.
If you, we could either play them on the Xbox I brought over, or we could do Steam if you ever get a Steam Deck. Like, we'll play through the Halo games. Not only that, the Bungie was so in touch with the community. They listened to their fans. They gave us what we wanted. Like, back when map packs, like, cost, like, $10. Remember that shit? You had to get Microsoft points, or you had PlayStation. But, yeah, man, just what a game.
Yes. Okay, so... That's your third.
And I'm very glad. I would put Master Chief Collection as a whole on that thing, but I feel like that's kind of cheating.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's like...
All right. So,
except for Halo 4. Fuck Halo 4.
So, I guess my fourth and final thing.
Yeah. Number 4, Quattro.
I really don't know what to put. First-person shooter or superhero game.
It's up to you, bro. What are you putting as Roosevelt? Yeah. There's a game I really want to put on.
Well, all right. So,
But I can't.
I guess to keep things interesting, you just did an FPS, so I'll do something different.
You don't have
Superhero.
to.
It's a superhero. Arkham City.
It's a good pick.
Like, I dare say that is the greatest superhero game of all time.
Yeah, I can see that.
I love everything about it. Like,
It's definitely top 3.
Like, it took everything off. Like, I love Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, it's
But like it took everything from Arkham Asylum, just ironed out all the kinks. Like, it basically just perfected it.
yeah.
Just like it made it bigger, badder, darker.
The story was even improved.
The story, yeah, like just all around, that game is just superb in its presentation, its narrative, and
it's kind of like the jump from Uncharted to Uncharted 2.
I
like
dare
in terms
say,
of quality, like Uncharted 1's a solid foundation, but
yeah,
or even like Jack and Daxter to Jack.
like I would say Arkham Asylum is like a good 9. And I would say City is like easy. It's a 10.
Yeah, Arkham City is definitely a 10. I gotta replay that at some point.
It's so good. Like I remember, I did New Game Plus and I did all the Riddler challenges, so that way like it didn't really like break up the flow of the narrative. That was one of the best playthroughs I ever had. Like
there was a lot, weren't there?
There were, but like when you get all the Riddler challenges in regular mode and then play New Game Plus and just go through the game, like I'm telling you, the pace is just phenomenal.
Yeah, man. And you love Batman.
I do love Batman. He's my favorite DC superhero by far.
Is it because he's got like some of the best villains, or
he's just like he's got good villains. I feel like he's just an engaging character. Like shout out to Yahtzee again. He's not just some rich boring asshole. He actually he has depth. He's really smart. He's
semi plausible in reality.
Yeah, sort of. Depending on the continuity. But no, I really do think that like Arkham City is the best superhero game of all time. Just all across the board.
I think I'd say that's fair. You do need to play the new Spider-Man Insomniac games.
Fair enough.
Because those are exceptional.
I've heard.
Even just like the Spyro point with Insomniac, where they're just like, you need it to have fun just controlling the character.
Yes, I always appreciated that philosophy they had.
Or Mario 64, where you're just fucking around in the courtyard in the castle. It's fun to just bounce around, even if you're not doing the main objective, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, Arkham City, that's a solid pick. So we got so far? You got Oddworld?
I have Oddworld, Crash Bandicoot, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Arkham City.
Trying to think of that. Crap. Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
All right. Quattro. What do you think I'm gonna pick?
Uncharted 2.
I wanted to say Uncharted so bad. I was thinking of it when I was talking about Halo because I'm like, I fucking love Uncharted 2 so much.
Well, it's not a third-person shoot. It's not a first-person shooter, so you.
But I do have a game that I need to put in place of it.
I don't know, man. Think heavy before you do that.
Oh, I did.
All right, what?
So.
Gun.
Gun. I mean, you're in the same genre. So Red Dead Redemption 2.
Here's the thing. The reason why.
It's a masterpiece.
Here's the thing. The reason why I wouldn't do that is because sandbox third-person shooter. I dare say those are different genres.
Wait, so I did Banjo, Dark Souls 3, Halo 3.
Yeah. Red
Dead Redemption 2 is not like any of those games.
No, what I'm saying is that if you're picking third-person shooter, I wouldn't call it a third-person shooter.
I'm just saying like as a game.
It's a sandbox game.
No, it's an open world. That's how I saw it. I saw it as different, and it's in its own,
Okay, so Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2, yeah, it has to be there.
So I've never played it, but I remember within the first week of its release, it was already acclaimed as one of the greatest things ever made.
That was one of the last midnight releases I went to, and like, it was kind of pointless because the entire night I fell asleep to it installing because there was like 100-something gigs.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
So that game came out when I was still in college at Montclair, and so when I was up at university, I think during Thanksgiving, because it came out around Thanksgiving, And I remember we had 4 days off from classes. I spent that whole I think so. Thanksgiving's over. It's like Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
I spent the whole night playing it. I played the shit out of that game. I lived that game. That was like a second life.
Fair enough.
I played it, went to sleep, got up, played it all day, went to sleep. You get my point? Like, I did that for like 4 days straight. And that's the last time I played a game to an unhealthy degree.
Fair enough.
And that game was really that good. I have never been so, like, richly immersed into a game in my entire life. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, everything, every aspect you can possibly think of that a video game does, it hits every nail.
I remember.
It does. That's not to say it's flawless, but it is
dang near close.
It's as close as you can pretty much get.
So I remember when I was stationed in Washington State, everyone in my security section was talking about that game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it just. And you need time, man. You need time to invest because the story alone is like 60 hours.
Oh my goodness.
But there's like, you wanted to. I actually 100% of that game. I don't have the platinum because there's a bunch of trivial online trophies that I hate when they do that.
I hate online trophies.
But that's my proudest gold trophy.
Fair enough.
Is 100% Red Dead Redemption 2. I collected every little flower and medicine and killed every animal in that fucking game. Fished for every. Like, how do you make fishing fun in a game? It did it though. Somehow.
Tried and failed, but I guess someone had to do it.
But anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2. Every character, you remember the whole gang. Everyone, like, you're a part of that gang. You're immersed in it. You're along for the whole ride, and you get so sucked into it, man. But yeah, dude, Arthur Morgan's one of the best characters ever. I mean, fucking everybody knows this already.
And it's a game that, from what I gather, where they don't want another one. It just ended too perfectly.
It doesn't need one. You could technically play it first, as it is a prequel. I think you should still play Red Dead Redemption 1 first.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird going from a game that's like 4 times its size to a game that's so much smaller.
I mean, not necessarily. I did replay Red Dead Redemption 1 afterwards, and it was fine. It is significantly smaller,
that's
just
what
in
I'm
comparison.
Saying.
But
that's what I'm saying.
But it's still, Red Dead Redemption 1 is still awesome, though.
I know it is. It's just like because Red Dead Redemption 2 is pretty much considered to be a superior title.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird to have a game that's so much more ironed out, and then
I think that's why you should play the first one first. But yeah, every character has an arc in that game, even like the minor characters, and man, you get attached to just everything about it. Yeah. It's just that world, man. It's so lived in, it's so real. It's crazy how good that game is. I mean, obviously, like, it's crazy because that game took 8 years to make. Like, they literally started work on that like right after Red Dead Redemption 1 came out.
All right.
And just it just goes to show GTA 6. God knows how long they've been working on that. Like 10 years.
If that game is anything lower than a 9, they have failed.
I dare say 10 at this point. It's like the most anticipated piece of media ever.
It has to be it.
And I'm willing to dethrone Red Dead 2 if GTA 6 surpasses.
It's fair enough, but no, given how it's been delayed again, if this game does not deliver all across the board, people are going to string it up and burn it.
But just to wrap up my point on Red Dead real quick, Red Dead 2 is the kind of game where I hope I'm wrong about this, but it really felt like one of those games where it's like, this is never going to happen again. That's how good it was.
I dare say that's a good thing. Like, sometimes things don't need to be recreated if they're done so perfectly the first time.
But I'm not talking about like just another like American Western, frontier kind of genre. I mean, like, this is never like this type of game that grabs me. Like, and maybe I played it at a certain point in my life that I was just. That game made me cry by the credits, not by the part that you think.
Okay,
it did.
I don't.
Has a game ever made you cry?
No.
There's only 2. Well, that's the only game that's ever made me cry. There's another game that made me want to cry, but I didn't. That was Edith Finch. But okay, that's a fucking sad game.
Yeah, it is. No, there's no game that ever made me cry. I will say this though: Titanic made me cry.
The movie?
Yeah.
I think it did when I was a kid.
Oh, just the part where like the couples. So anyway, no, I never had a game that made me cry, but I definitely had games where I was emotionally invested.
That'd be a good topic for next week.
Yeah, it could be. But no, yeah. So Red Dead 2. I haven't played it, and I don't really intend to anytime soon, just because it requires a lot of commitment.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It does,
I feel like
but
it's just
it's gonna. It's kind of like I'll never do cocaine because my biggest fear is I'm gonna like it too much.
yeah,
So if you play Red Dead 2, are you afraid that you're gonna get too hooked onto it, or are you just like,
maybe.
are you just intimidated by its girth?
I
And
dare. Very interesting. I dare say both. I dare say both, and I don't think there's any shame to admit it.
we're not like into westerns. I get that, but that's the thing is like I'm not. I like westerns, but like I'm not.
I don't care for westerns.
But yeah, dude, it's like
No,
we
just
got our
like
four. So we got. Let's do it.
recap.
Let's do a quick recap. Red Dead 2, Dark Souls 3, Halo 3, Banjo Kazooie, Mount Rushmore.
Abe's Odyssey, Crash Bandicoot, Resident Evil 4 remake, Arkham City.
And now, I think each of us. I have an idea.
What?
Let's do not a whole Mount Rushmore of shame, but just like a one game each from us, just to.
Oh, you're talking about our Mount Rushmore Wall of Shame? Like the worst games we've played, or at least
I
favorites?
mean, we could do the four worst, but that would take a while.
What are you thinking?
So I played this game.
Well, wait. What's the next Mount Rushmore?
I mean, is it just like most hated people instead of like,
The most hated games?
or like our own personal, like, because some of my most hated games aren't even my like aren't even objectively that bad.
Fair enough.
I just like personally got bad with them.
Sure.
It's a game that like maybe, I mean, this is a whole nother like podcast, but like, let me think for a second.
Because that would make a pretty good episode.
It would. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Fair enough.
Um,
So, with all that being said, yeah, Arthur Morgan, he's a pretty cool dude. Like, do you think, what I think? I dare say, if there were two video games that begged for a big screen or small screen adaptation, I dare say Call of Duty and Red Dead, I'd say those would be pretty relatively easy.
you'd have to do a mini series out of it, but even that, I'm not really an advocate for like movie adaptations of stuff unless it's something like Sonic. Who gives a shit? They did the Ratchet and Clank thing. I remember. I mean,
Yeah, it didn't do too well.
apparently it sucked, but
Do you think maybe we should save the movie thing for another episode?
no, it's fine.
Okay.
Just keep riffing. But yeah, I thought we'd go a whole hour.
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, dude, I remember when Red Dead 2 was announced, and it was the classic thing of like, who's this new guy? I want to play as John, and John is a major part of Red Dead 2. Like, he's a huge character in it. He's on, but whatchamacallit, then they're like, we don't want Arthur, we want to play as John, and
I don't know who these people are. Sorry.
but you guys do, and
Fair enough.
yeah, like now we're just like, without going into spoilers, for anyone that doesn't know,
Hasn't that game been out for like 5+ years now?
it's been out for a while, yeah.
If just here's the thing, I dare say if a game's been out for 5+ years, you really shouldn't have to worry about spoilers.
I guess point being, it's just like,
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't know.
Like 5 months, absolutely. 5 years, come on. I dare say after a year, you kind of lose the right to be upset for spoilers.
Yeah,
I'd say
after
so.
a year,
Yeah.
for like a TV show too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean,
there's plenty of shit. I mean, you're not gonna watch every show the first year it comes out. I mean, you were watching Breaking Bad, and it's just like, what if I just spoiled the entire thing?
I already knew this ending.
No, but it doesn't matter if you know the ending. Like,
I mean, no, it's just, like, here's the thing, like,
just every like character arc and everything.
well, no, it's just the thing
between.
is, like, seeing as I chose to watch it so late, if it got spoiled online, I can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
I can't. It's been 10+ years since that show ended. So, but I dare say that all right, I'd say 2 years is more than enough time to get caught up on something. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like basically a meme to like fucking spoil it, like Bruce Willis being a fucking ghost, you know.
You know what's crazy? There was actually, I kid you not.
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but
No, I kid you not. In the Navy, I remember I talked about like, man, can you imagine like what it must have been like to like be so shocked when you found out Darth Vader was his father? And I actually was in, someone in my division never watched them. He genuinely didn't know that
oh, I
twist.
got pissed.
He's like, dude, you just spoiled it. I'm like, that movie came out like 50 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Like you can't be upset at somebody for spoiling something that's 50 years old.
I think I saw Toy Story before I even saw Star Wars, so I like saw that coming.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
I got the reference to that because I actually watched Star Wars first.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
You know what? I just a year. You have a year to get caught up on something. After that, if it gets spoiled, you can't be upset.
I don't know about games though, because like the problem with gamers is like we have an endless backlog of games. Like, dude, I've been putting off The Witcher for like that game's been out for like a decade now.
Well, even still, like what I'm saying.
The Witcher 3, rather.
Well, here's what I'm saying. If you're having a conversation with somebody and then you say, "Please don't spoil it," and they do,
Yeah.
yes, that's a dick
You're
move.
just being a dickhead.
But if you see a video or an article online, or
Fair
like
enough.
or a post on Instagram, you can't be upset. You can't be. So that's my take. So I'd say a year. A year is solid. Fair enough.
So, fuck, I almost. Well, yeah, we can't have more than 4. It's Mount Rushmore. That's it. We ran out of heads.
We ran out of heads.
I guess we ran out of heads. All right, I guess that's it, everybody. That's a wrap. Yeah. All right. If you're seeing this, comment below your Mount Rushmore for games that you would have, and stay tuned and subscribe
And share.
and like.
And stay pretty.